So I've been lurking around the Victoria subreddit since it's come out, and I've noticed way more posts about like how to do this, how to do that, what do I do, and it needs to be patched. Um, and yeah, there's been a lot of changes. This is my first Paradox game, but I've got a lot of hours in it, and I think I got it down. Um, so yeah, I'll be playing it as if you're a complete noob, I guess, and if you got the game for the first time during the free weekend that just passed. And I think the best to do that and not get overwhelmed would probably be Japan, since it has some content in it too. My game does say modify because I am running a mod, specifically like the overlay mod. I think it's very helpful. You'll see what I'm talking about later. But it's very popular and you should probably get it as well. So alright, let's get it started. So yeah, let's see. They added this is a new thing and it wasn't here before. Freezes sometimes when you click it. Alright, so we'll be starting as Japan. Shogunate. Very good starter nation. It has everything you need. You don't really need to do colonization. Even though you start with frontier colonization. Okay, so when the game starts, I like to check a few things, and your top bar may look different if you don't have the mod I have. So it has extra options here that you probably don't have, but it's all in the game, just hidden. So first, let's check all these tabs and see what we need to do. So okay, not a lot of bureaucracy. It's used for like special buildings like healthcare and the police, colonization, and other stuff. Authority. This depends on the laws you have. Uh, the more liberal you get, the more authority you lose. But you get 25% enactment time, and you can use authority to to use these special edicts, which give you like a boost to that state. You can also use it for consumption taxes. You never want to do grain. Your pops will hate you, just like in real life. So you want to do anything else. Services is a good one, but it's not really worth it for 3K. Well, maybe it is. I guess we'll take a look in a bit. Your influence. You can improve relations, and they cost stuff. Custom unions cost influence. Having people as puppets. We're gonna use it right away. Let's improve relations with King and Russia. Not that I want to be friends with them, I just don't want them to attack me. This will help that, just in case we have a revolution later. I don't want Russia joining me because we're -20 relations. So let's just improve it. So yeah, money and unrealized taxes. You'll see here that we have a lot of wasted taxes, and the average tax waste you can't really fix. That's a trait that comes from like your leaders, I believe. Like yeah, like this guy here. See, he's wasting tax. That you can't fix, but the other ones you can. By adding taxation capacity. I don't want to do that. Let me remove that. But each taxation building or government administration building gives you 10. So in order to fix this here, you would need quite a lot. You need 10 is 100, so 36 of them. Yeah, you would waste a lot of money doing that. So not at the moment. You don't want to do this at the moment. It's not the first thing you want to tackle. Same situation is even worse with China. They have a lot of people, but they can't tax them. Alright, next thing is you'll see we got income taxes here. Not a lot. Poll taxes, minting, which is just like comes from like gold or in your GDP, and what you're wasting money on. So you can see here, paper and government administrations. Even though we don't have a lot, and it's already using a lot of money. Military wages, which I'm gonna get rid of, because we don't need the military for now. If you want to keep them, you can, but like if you want to go conquering, but you should focus more on bringing your city, bringing your country up to speed to like the modern world. And then construction goods. You know, this is how much you pay for construction in the construction sector. Right now, it's just wood and fabric. So that means that's just how much they pay, but it can get more expensive if if the wood costs more. Innovation. You probably, I think the mod adds this, but if you go to technology, you can see it here as well. And you'll see that right now we're innovating 50 per week, and the max is 108. So that means we can make universities to speed that up, but it costs money, and I rather industrialize first rather than spend money on universities, so because they cost money. Your GDP, your literacy, standard of living, which is like how good your people are. The higher the better. Lines go up, I guess. Pops tells you like how much they're growing. You don't want to stagnate, especially at Japan. Radicals, loyalists. If you have a lot of radicals, they'll start revolting more, and we're gonna have radicals. This is legitimacy. I don't know if this is added in the bar as well, but you can see this here. Convoys, we don't really care for now. Infamy is when you attack people, and the more infamous you are, the more people will hate you. So yeah, so I look at the most important things to look at when the game starts is this. Make sure what you're using it on, because some countries will have will be using it on stuff you don't need or you don't want. Like I think France is one of them. They're like, or is it? It might be Russia. They're like suppressing the intelligentsia, which you want to bolster instead. So next thing we're gonna check is what research we want. So we want to industrialize, but you also need techs in order to pass certain laws. And Japan's pretty backwards. It has a lot of laws you gotta change. So let's see what laws we wanna do here. So this one's always hard. So usually the default is like just slave or something, but we don't need military. We're not gonna do any conquering, but if you're playing a different country, you can go military if you wanna like race to have the best. So you can never go wrong with society techs, especially these bunch right here. These are like the best. Same with production. Like this bunch right here is the best techs to get. Like they'll impact you the most, especially this one, this one, this one. Just because of the bonuses they give you and what they unlock. So, but I think I want to get some stuff that will help me. That'll help me make this country better. And I don't think I'll be able to pass that anytime soon. That either. But this is a good idea to might have, but we probably won't have any elections early on either. Yeah. This one's good too, to get away from ice. Yeah. This one's probably the best for Japan, if I think about it. We're gonna do that. So the reason I'm choosing this one is because it unlocks agrarianism. And I think that's a tech that it's your economic system here. You wanna get away from this. This is a good tech that I know the rule list will endorse for a very long time. So, and they're probably gonna get more powerful, and so will the industrialist. So this is a good one to start with. So now we have the tech, and it's gonna take 3 years because we're illiterate. Next thing, we have 15k. So most people would just increase the taxation, which I'm gonna do as well. This does have effects, negative effects. Like obviously it increases taxes, but reduces your legitimacy. You can see here is a 65, and gives you a lot of radicals. So if you don't manage your country well, you're gonna have a lot of radicals, and we probably are. So it's not a big deal. We just hush them down. So The next thing is the military. We don't need it, but we do want some later on. So I'm just gonna get rid of all of them. Um, so to get to the military, you can either click here, or you can go here and click this button here, and you can hold Control on your keyboard and click here, and it does 10 at a time. So now we don't have any, and we're also gonna disband this. I think this might be a bug, because normally if you retire these commanders, you get interest approval, like a hit. So it's a +5. So if I remove them all, they just die, and I don't get the negative thing for it. Let me see. Yeah, normally this will bring me to 3, 1, -1, but I'm still at 5. So that's definitely a bug. So I got rid of that. I got more money for it. My prestige is probably gonna go down because of it, because it relies on like military and stuff as well. So we have our journals. Next thing to check. It says Japanese investment level education greater or equal to 3. Okay, so the way you would get that is through a law, where now we have no schools. We would need one of these. You could go for this pretty easily, but I don't want to give the Buddhist monks power, so I'm not doing that. I'm gonna wait for one of these. But you can play it differently than me. Honorable restoration. These national agendas and major situations are usually national agenda is for your country only. So you'll see here it says shogunate are not part of the government. I know what this does. It basically brings up the journal for honorable restoration, whereas like you have to beat the shogunate, which have 50% clout, which is a lot. You have to beat them and get them out of the government and not make them not powerful. So yeah, we're gonna chip away slowly at it, and then like probably incite like a revolution to get them out of the government. Then decisions here. None of these really apply to us except this one. We have to complete the journal first. I don't really know what it does. Like, yeah, it makes some monks to Shinto, which it's good. It always gives you bonuses, but I always do it. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. So now we have 41k to play with, and we gotta be careful because we don't wanna. We don't wanna be stockpiling money, but we would also want to be in the red. So we're gonna start building construction sectors. So what I do is I look at my balance. I'm like, okay, 41k, and I'm like, how much each construction sector costs? Right now, we're not building anything, so it's gonna say this, but I think it costs like 3k. So we're gonna build it and see what happens. Yeah, we're losing prestige because we got rid of our army. So let's see how much. 3k. So stop right here. So this is my balance. Each of these costs 3k. So I can build 10 of these and be good. So that's what I'm gonna do. But obviously it's gonna use a lot of wood. Wood is gonna get more expensive, so it's gonna be more expensive than 3k if I only build that. I gotta build both at the same time. I'm good with this for now. So I definitely gotta build to start. I'm gonna build 3 of these. Build 3 of these. Actually, no. I'm gonna build a tooling workshop because these give me tools, and I can use the tools to get more wood. So right now I'm in simple forestry, and if I get 75 tools, it's gonna be 450 more. So that's gonna be good to cover it. So I just need to get the tools as well. So I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna use my edicts, my authority, get some road maintenance, which makes the build faster. So I can remove it. We'll see. Ah, it's not showing it. Okay. And social mobility. I'm also gonna do another social mobility wherever there's coal. So I'm probably gonna do it this one. Does it have anything special? Yeah, coal modifier. So this one has a modifier that gives 10% extra coal. So I'm gonna do it here as well. because I'm gonna build it later for sure. That's gonna be my second big state. I'm gonna do all of them, but yeah, you gotta specialize it first, because the more of the same workshops you have or buildings, the more throughput you get. So let's do this. Oh, and the laws as well. I'm gonna just let this go like this anyways. So the only things we can pass right now, let me check if we can reform the government for anything better. We can, but if I leave the samurai in, they'll support, you know, more laws. So I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna try to get this right away, because oh, this is perfect. No one's opposing it, so I'm gonna run this right away. So right now it's in. Sorry, I'm not gonna pause anymore. We're just leave it like that. Peasant levies, it gives 25% power to the shogunate, and if you want to see what, you know, you can just hover over and see what everything does. This will give power to the samurais, which later will turn into the army. You can see, if you hover over this, you can see what everything is doing. So right now, local police force, which we need to get rid of. Serfdom is a big one that they'll probably revolt over. But peasant levies is something we can do a quick win right now, and we'll be good. And then their leader, so if this guy dies, they'll lose out. Hopefully, hopefully the replacement doesn't have these two things here. I'm also gonna bolster, the intelligentsia. So if you click this button right here, you can bolster them, and that's gonna, you know, give them more clout, which is what we need. We're gonna leave it like that. Industrialist, they're down there. We'll get to them later. But yeah, let's pass this first, and we'll see it. We'll see the power go down. So this is colonizing. That's fine. Let's speed this up. That's new. Or has that been like that? Huh? Alright, law passed to professional army. I don't think their state is like this. It's a cool flag though. I like it. Alright, so it's finishing up. Just finished 3 of them. Bait. So shogunate and intelligentsia approval, but it goes up by 1 phase, so it will go into adoption. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't want the shogunate to be upset. 10% more chance, so it'll be 20%, or just pass it to the next one and it can still fail. If it's 5 years, they'll be upset. I'll do this instead. Wood is very expensive because obviously I built these and we're building stuff. So once I have this up, we're gonna have some tools and we'll be able to now start our like feedback loop. We build construction sectors. We build this. We build wood and then iron as well, which I'll build right away because this uses iron as well. It uses 20 for 1. Debate. 20% in active time -2. Not really. I don't want to do that. Let's just do that. So, I still have a lot more authority to use, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna put some services. I don't want to do too many, because then we're gonna slowly lose that over time. I think they don't drink a lot of liquor here. Luxury clothes would be a good one. So boom, build it, but there's no need for it. No one needs it right now. But now we will use it. Bam. So there's gonna be a shortage. Yes. Let's look at it. This, we don't need this right now, so I'm gonna take it off. And now we're at positive balance. Need 60 of these. It's fine though. Oh, I guess we need some of this. Let's look at where. Looks like we have a shortage of hardwood. 4. I guess I have to. Sucks. Alright. I don't want to be wasting any time, so let me make 1 here so I can switch it to hardwood 1. Then, now we have now our iron is not being used, but we will use it now. Yes, yes, there'll still be a shortage of iron, but it'll fix itself. Because now it's higher because it's expensive. So now we can afford definitely more construction sectors. We just gotta be careful with our balance of materials, and we will make more. So every 3 is 8k, 8, 16k, another one, another 2. Just like kind of doing like rough math here. We'll let that ride for a little. 15% or 10% plus 25 popularity, which this guy's a traditionalist. I don't want him to get more popular, so nope. The more popular they are, the more like, you know, people will like them and join their group, so that's also useful. Like some events will be like, oh, if you want to fire this guy, but you got to take a look what they stand for, because sometimes like the shogunate could be like a Democrat or something, you know, and that can be very useful for you. This guy's a moderate, so I would only make him unpopular. I wouldn't like fire him, because it could be worse than moderate. And you can look at what moderate is. Oh, this is perfect. If you hover here, you'll see what they have no stance on anything. But if you look at the shogunate guy, he's a pacifist. He doesn't like colonial affairs, and he doesn't like the professional army, which good thing we passed. I'm surprised they didn't like cry about it, because normally they'll have like a thumbs down. Only other thing we can really pass is this, the local police force, so we'll give it a shot. We have nothing else to pass anyways. You can see here, it's radicalizing because we have high taxes. So yeah, that's always gonna be a thing. Private investment, that comes from your money here, on your investment pool. There's different laws that are able to build more, and right now we have this one, so minus 25%, minus 50%, minus 50% investment efficiency. So once we switch to this, they'll be able to build even more at the same time. They're building this, which I guess we can use and change this, you know, to have more infrastructure, but not needed. We can use it for this in a bit once we start building stuff that uses fish, because right now it's really cheap. And we will do that. We will build stuff that uses fish. Alright, so 9 of these take 27k, so I would build 9 more.